everybody, welcome or welcome back to Finding Joy in Becoming. If you are new, please do feel at home. Feel free to subscribe, to comment, to like, to share. And if you've been here before, I'm very grateful. Thank you for giving me a chance. So, on today's episode of Finding Joy in Becoming, we're going to be talking about books. I owe you guys that. So, I'm going to be talking about the books that I can talk about all day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Like, you can wake me up in the middle of the night and be like, Khet, which books can you talk about right now? Some of those books, or most of them, would actually make it to the list. Getting up, okay. I'm not cutting anything out. I am playing around with the lighting, so please kind of ignore the shadows. The sun is not sunnering like I expected it to sunner, but Raza martlaring lingaka content consistent. You know what I'm saying? Did you see that I rhymed? It's the poetic in me. Okay, the first book that I can talk about all day is The 40 Rules of Love by Elif Shafack. I bet a lot of people be like, I don't have a favorite book. Having to choose a favorite book is like having to choose a favorite child. Well, I do have a favorite book, and my favorite book is The 40 Rules of Love. It is not really about love and romance as people might think. It's actually about a woman who is a housewife, and she's reached a stage of discomfort where she's not happy with where she's at, and she just feels like she has to move. She's constantly taking care of her kids, constantly taking care of her cheating husband, and she just feels like she needs to move. And then she decides to find a job. Her husband helps her get a job at this publishing company, and this publishing company gives her a book that will change her entire life. The book that she got was Sweet Blasphemy, which was like Sweet Blasphemy. Imagine. Amazing. Which was about spirituality, it was about religion, it is about love, it's about the universe, it's about God. It's so beautiful. And like the title suggests, it has the 40 rules, which I suggest you need to have a highlighter because you need to annotate. With the aeroplane, I don't know if you can hear the sound, but I can't stop recording. Anyways, so one of the rules that I remember were like, when you enter the zone of love, language as you know it becomes obsolete. I don't remember the rest of the words. And there was also this other one that's like, a midwife knows that there needs to be pain for a child to come. I don't remember. Most of the quotes I know, but I just don't remember them in verbatim. But please, 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 please do get this book. And I feel like people don't talk about it enough, because guys, this is the type of book that you get out of and your whole life has changed. Your whole perspective has changed. So get it. And then the second book that I can talk about all day, actually, these books are different. It's two books. I'll mention two books at once. They're different, but they're written in the same way. So I think I will talk about them all day simply because of how they are written. They are poetic, vividly descriptive, and smooth like jazz. The type of books that just make you feel like you're not reading. They just take you to a different universe. They play with word as so amazing. So those books are Small Things by Nthikeng Mohlele and How We Buried Puso by Morojele. So Small Things by Nthikeng Mohlele is a book that I read last year for a school thingy, and it was a good book. It covers the life of an unnamed man. He intentionally did not give us his name because he's just one of those forgotten heroes. You know, those heroes who fought for freedom, but we don't even remember their names. We don't even know who they are. We don't know them, whilst they're just those heroes whose names are everywhere. Some of them even have public holidays. You know what I'm saying? Others have airports named after them, but they're forgotten heroes. So he's just one of those forgotten heroes who, during the apartheid era, he used his writing to expose the system and to fight. He got arrested, and he got out of jail 18 years later to realize that, okay, fine, things have changed, but not everything has changed for the better ever since black people stepped into leadership position. Instead, the black people who are oppressed are the same ones who are oppressing other black people. It's so amazing. Please get it. Please. And then How We Buried Puso is my recent read. It's very amazing. That I feel like the title speaks for itself. It's about a man who comes from abroad to come bury his brother. He realizes that things have changed, but in a way they've stayed the same. He has to try to find his feet. He has to try to find his feet. He has to, there's like, things have changed, you know. His room is still the same, but a lot of things have changed, you know. The people that he knew are no longer how they used to be. Such an amazing book. Guys, let me close the curtains. That's besides the point. The point is I closed the curtain because I felt like the lighting was too much. So now we're back. How We Buried Puso by Morojele. The main character comes from abroad and he comes to South Africa to bury his brother. He gets to experience things, you know. He gets to realize things. He takes us through his life as it is right now as a man who's just there to bury his brother, and he also takes us through his life growing up with his brother, with Tembi, with Gogo, and twice in GFT. It's the conversations. It's such an amazing book, and I'm going to drop a book review on my Instagram, so do feel free to follow me there. I really love that book. It's just like, you know. And with Small Things, there is a part that I remember, because with Small Things, the main character has a muse, and the muse happens to be not a good person. So I remember the author describing the love that he has for the muse as though he's the moth, and the muse is like the candle, and he keeps playing around it, and at the end of the day he bends. So interesting. Get those two books. Another book that I feel like I can talk about all day is Young Zwane by Terry Taylor. The main character, hear me out, the main character is a scarab. Like that, you see those tiny animals that are always just pushing cow dung? Is like those insects that are just always pushing cow dungs. Yes, those are the main characters. So imagine now getting to have a perspective of such a small tiny thing. Like, amazing. You get to see how they experience droplets of rains. You get to see their underground life. You get to see what they're scared of, which is spiders and lizards who attack them because they also just want food, you know. That's the whole food chain, food cycle. What's it called? I didn't do science. That's the whole thing. Like, one has to die for one to leave, you know, and they're just there protecting themselves. There's wars. There are those scarabs who are soldiers and who fight. There are those who are just cow dangers. It's such an amazing book. And like I said, the main character is such a tiny thing, and it kind of just makes us open our eyes to the little things in life. There's so many things that we miss because we just big beings, you know what I'm saying? And Yona, as a small being, there's so many things that it sees, there's so many things that it knows, and it's closer to nature than any of us could ever be. And it's such a wonderful book. Please get it. And then let me check my list. I forgot what I wrote. What? The list has come to an end. Well, another book that I wanted to talk about is Mother to Mother by Sindiwe Magona. This list would be incomplete if I didn't have any book by Sindiwe Magona. I've read how many books so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, and every book that I read I feel like it's better than the last, but Mother to Mother is still my favorite. The beginning is like, people look at me as if I did it, some look at me as if I made him do it. Guys, I love that book. Like, I love how Sindiwe Magona speaks. It's like, I remember when I wrote the review, I was like, it's a book, but it's like you're watching a movie, and Sindiwe Magona's voice just comes there every time. She's like, people look at me as though I did it. It just sounds like the voice of a narrator, an old wise narrator who's just sitting there, and so amazing. Please do get this book, guys. Get that. Anyways, get that book. Get those books. Please take my recommendations to head. And I wanted to keep this video short. Okay, I wanted to keep this video short. So please don't forget to like, comment, and share. And hopefully we will have a part 2. If you do need a part 2, comment down below for a part 2. And even if you don't comment down below for a part 2, Mina, if I want to do a part 2, I'll do it. Don't forget to like, comment, and share, and thumbnail.